This is a shocking story of Nigeria's most dreaded armed robber who terrorized the country in the 70s. Ishola Oyenusi, the dreaded burglar and armed robber, threatened the entire neighborhood of Lagos and environs, cities and towns during the 70s. He was so notorious that everyone feared being robbed or attacked by him. He was a specialist in hijacking exotic cars, looting banks, manufacturing stores, and also maiming and killing of individuals as at then. His nickname at the time was Dr. Oyenusi, which made a lot of people wonder if he was actually a medical doctor. Oyenusi wasn't lettered, neither did he acquire any training to earn him the title of a doctor. It was simply for entertainment purposes and his negative exploits in the armed robbery profession. He also went ahead to admit later that his folks were not fit for encouraging his auxiliary school training, and that was what constrained him into the theft. So without having an auxiliary school instruction, Oyenusi by no chance could have been a clinical specialist. Oyenusi began his armed robbery profession by snatching a vehicle from the owner, who was said to have been killed. And this was because Oyenusi's girlfriend at the time required some cash and he had none, so he had to steal to get some cash for him. It was guaranteed by a certain sources that Oyenusi was sentimental. He sold the vehicle at the cost of 400 naira and gave the cash to his better half. It was additionally said that Oyenusi was hot-tempered. During his capture, he rode down a cop who was guiding him around. He stated that individuals as you don't converse with me like that when I'm equipped. I weapon them down. Specialist Oyenusi came into the spotlight after the Nigerian Civil War ended in 1970. He ransacked banks and individuals in both daylight and night, and he never let any of his casualties live to see one day more. He killed them all. This earned him the name Specialist Loot and Murder. At the stature of his horrendous rule, Ishola Oyenusi boasted that the slug has no force. He most likely overlooked that he who lives by the blade will definitely die by the blade. Ishola Oyenusi was so scandalous to an extent that he was viewed by certain individuals as the most equipped burglar in Nigeria, and after him was Lawrence Anini, Shino Rambo, and others who terrorized Nigeria at the time. Be that as it may, nothing keeps going forever, and as it is said, every day is for the thief and one day for the owner. On the 27th of March 1971, Oyenusi was arrested by police during one of his burglary activities where he and his infamous gang members slaughtered a police constable named Mr. Nwe and took $28,000 as at the point. It was a shocking incident that he, Oyenusi, did not believe that he was going to be captured that way. He was eventually condemned to death by firing squad. The dreaded armed robber Oyenusi admitted that he was not to kick the bucket alone on the grounds that he didn't carry out the violations alone. He produced the names of different individuals from the gang. They were Joseph Osamedike, Ambrose Nwokobia, Joel Amamwewe, Philip Ogbolume, Ademola Adegbiton, and Stephen Unduboku. In those days, open execution was the surest way to execute die-hard armed robbers. So when Oyenusi was guided to the mainstream bar beach in Lagos where he was to be executed, more than 30,000 Nigerians were gathered to see the man who had threatened them get perplexed by hot projectiles. The moment of the execution came and trucks conveying Oyenusi and his gang showed up at the execution ground around 10 a.m. Specialist Oyenusi and other criminals got down gradually. Individuals coughed and booed them, particularly Oyenusi, who they had truly trooped out to watch bite the dust. Oyenusi wore a dull long sleeve shirt and had his hands bound behind him. Few moments before he was shot, Oyenusi told writers that he would not have wandered into furnished debt if his folks were fit for sending him to optional school. He asked to see his mom and have a final word with her. He bit off her ear, saying that she spoiled his life by not administering proper training on him. He additionally said, "I am biting the dust for the offense I have committed." The fighters lined up before them and pointed their ever-prepared weapons. A portion of the lawbreakers hollered their final words at the cameras. At that point, a boisterous voice let out, "Fire!" Oyenusi and other hoodlums' bodies were splashed with bullets. That was the dramatic end of Ishola Oyenusi, who lived by the gun and died by the gun. The execution of Dr. Ishola Oyenusi sent everyone in Lagos at the time indoors. Families bolted themselves behind their doors for fear of reprisal attacks. The fear of Oyenusi continued even in 1977. The veteran film director Eddie Ugoma called for entertainers to assume the job of Oyenusi in a film he was going to create named The Rise and Fall of Dr. Oyenusi. However, no one ever showed up. They all thought that Oyenusi's young men may come after them. The producer of the movie had no choice but to play the role himself. In the film, he uncovered the inside fact of top Nigerian authorities and military men backing Oyenusi and his pack by giving them cash and weapons. The producer Eddie Ugoma was contacted by unknown people to quit shooting the movie. His store was also burgled, and the burglars sent a message to him saying that if he quits the movie, all the product moved from his provision shops were going to be returned to him. However, he was unfazed and continued with the movie shoot and was shown at Festac 1977. Another Nigerian actor, Odunlade Adekola, also shot a movie depicting the life and the times of Oyenusi, the most infamous Nigerian dreaded armed robber. This was the beginning and the end of Dr. Oyenusi, one of Nigeria's most dreaded armed robber who ruled in the 70s. Do well to drop your honest comment. Tell us what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.